Remember Kirby? You know, that premium vacuum brand with a very mixed reputation? Yeah, the one that wasn't sold in stores, but through those infamous in-home demonstrations. Back in the day, Kirby vacuums were selling for around $1,700 in the US, and even more overseas. For some people, that price was basically the cost of a used car. But love them or hate them, Kirby was everywhere. Everyone either knew someone who owned one, had a demo at their house, or at least got a call about one. So how did Kirby become so popular? Where are they now? And what does Warren Buffett have to do with it? Let's dive in. Before Kirby became a sales juggernaut, it all started with James Kirby, an inventor who was obsessed with making housework easier. This guy wasn't just about vacuum. He even turned his house into a kind of inventor's lab with unique gadgets and a hydroelectric power system. Today, that house is a public park, but back then, it symbolized his vision of making technology accessible for daily life. In 1906, Kirby built his first vacuum cleaner, which used water to filter dirt. But the very next year, he improved the design with a cloth bag, ditching the water, and created what we'd call the modern vacuum. During World War I, Kirby volunteered to help adapt factories for wartime production. His skills caught the attention of the Scott and Fetzer Company, which became his long-term partner. After the war, he presented them with a new vacuum prototype. They loved it and began producing both electric and hand-powered versions. Fast forward to the 1920s, households were just getting used to having electricity, let alone electric appliances. Selling a vacuum was no small feat. That's when Scott and Fetzer decided to try something revolutionary: in-home demonstrations. Imagine a salesman showing up, cleaning your rug, and convincing you that you needed this magical machine. It worked. By the 1930s, they'd sold over 1 million units, and the Kirby brand became its own division. James Kirby, who lived to 71, left behind a legacy as an inventor who revolutionized household appliances. After his passing, the Kirby brand, along with Scott and Fetzer, was acquired by Berkshire Hathaway, the investment giant led by Warren Buffett. By 2003, Kirby had become a significant source of revenue for the company, selling around 500,000 vacuums annually. Remarkably, about a third of those sales came from exports, making Kirby not just a household name in the US, but a global symbol of home appliances. Kirby's sales strategy was unique. Instead of selling in stores, they relied on door-to-door sales with very persuasive tactics. Over the years, Kirby's sales process was honed to near perfection. The company developed detailed scripts, sophisticated objection handling techniques, and other tools that anyone with experience in sales would recognize. The difference? Kirby's methods often included manipulation and outright deceit. Here's how it worked. A rep would knock on your door, offer to clean your carpet for free, and give you a live demo of the vacuum. They'd emphasize its features, like the powerful motor and special attachments, while making it clear that this wasn't just a vacuum. Oh no, it was an investment in your family's health. And then came the kicker: the horror stories. Dust mites, allergens. They'd even show you magnified images of these creepy little bugs and claim that only the Kirby vacuum could truly protect your home. If you had kids, the pressure ramped up. Do you want to risk your child's health by not buying this vacuum? By the end of the demo, they'd offer you a one-time only discount and even call their manager to secure a better deal for you. It was a psychological marathon designed to make you say yes, even if it meant taking out a loan. In addition to these high-pressure tactics, they also employed simpler psychological tricks. They started visits with small freebies to build goodwill and leverage reciprocity. The price was kept secret until the end, ensuring emotional attachment during the demo. Emotional appeals, like personal stories about needing a sale to keep their job, often triggered guilt in buyers. Reps emphasized Kirby's standout qualities, like its air cleaning filters, claiming they offered unparalleled health benefits. However, many buyers later questioned these claims. Reviews frequently mentioned concerns about the vacuum's weight, size, noise, and of course, the price, which was often agreed to under emotional pressure. To be fair, there were plenty of satisfied customers. Whether they genuinely believed in the product's value or were rationalizing, a costly decision is up for debate. The production cost of a Kirby vacuum was around $300. But because the company sold exclusively through independent distributors, the retail price ballooned. Here's why. Each sale had to cover commissions for the salesperson, their manager, and even regional managers. This meant the base price for a customer was about $900, and often much higher depending on how skilled the salesperson was at negotiating. Salespeople were incentivized to maximize the price, with their commission directly tied to the final sale amount. In some cases, customers ended up paying over $2,000 for a vacuum. And if you couldn't pay up front, Kirby partnered with financing companies to offer loans, making it easier for customers to justify the expense. It was a model that blurred the lines between necessity and luxury. Former Kirby salespeople often criticized the company for exploitative practices, such as offering no base salary and relying entirely on commissions. This created a high-pressure environment where only top performers earned a livable wage. Motivational meetings were intense, sometimes resembling cult-like gatherings, as reps were pushed to hit sales targets regardless of personal tolls. Many recruits also reported deceptive hiring practices, claiming they were promised office or management roles but ended up in door-to-door sales. These tactics, combined with controversial sales practices, left employees stressed, disillusioned, and often at odds with customers.
I used to sell Kirby vacuum cleaners door to door. You know what those are? All right. I got really good at being like, no, I won't leave your house yet. You agreed to a 2-hour demonstration. Now sit back down.
This pressure didn't just affect workers, it also drew widespread criticism from the public, particularly for targeting vulnerable groups like the elderly and low-income households. Reports surfaced of sales reps staying in homes for hours, refusing to leave until they closed the deal.
We don't want to buy the Kirby. We don't want it. We've told her no.
Some customers felt bullied into buying, while others later regretted spending so much on a vacuum they rarely used. Kirby had a clever way of dodging responsibility for these issues. Complaints were directed toward the distributors, not the company itself. Kirby maintained that it merely manufactured the product and had no control over how it was sold. This hands-off approach protected the brand legally, but it didn't help its reputation. By the 2010s, Kirby sales were in steep decline. Changing consumer preferences, the rise of online shopping, and competition from innovative brands made Kirby's door-to-door model feel outdated. In 2021, Berkshire Hathaway sold Kirby to a Chicago-based private equity firm. While the brand still exists, it's a shadow of its former self. Kirby is a fascinating case study, a solid product overshadowed by aggressive sales tactics. On one hand, it's a testament to the power of innovative marketing. On the other, it's a reminder that no matter how good your product is, your reputation depends on how you treat your customers. So, what do you think? Did Kirby deserve its bad rap, or was it just a victim of its own ambition? Let me know in the comments.